Hey everyone, it's Nate. Today I'm going to show you what the best retirement accounts are. Let's get it. Welcome back everyone. My name is Nate and I'm here to help you master your money. So I know we're a little discombobulated right now. I shifted my things around and typically you're used to us being back over there. But we're moving a little out of our comfort zone today, and so we're a little more in an open space, and you can see my coffee bar behind me and some stuff over there. And this is going to be our new spot for the time being. So according to the information that I have available to me, most of you guys are in your 20s already. In fact, 23% of my audience is going to be what we consider a millennial, and so you're at a unique point in life right now. Us millennials are getting married, we are graduating, we are learning about investing for the very first time at the ripe old age of 30-something. That's not everybody, but some of us are, and that's okay. But seriously, most of you guys are still relatively young that are watching my videos right now. And one of the most important things to consider when you're young, and it is so vital right now, and that is retiring. That may sound totally counterintuitive and ridiculous because you're just starting out your lives and your careers. Why would you think about retiring when you're just starting? Well, there's this wee little thing called smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment of your very favorite race car in the comments below. That'd be fantastic. No, but seriously, there is one very important thing, and that is compounding interest. Compounding interest essentially is the gains you make on your investment. Let's say you have a $100 investment at a 10% rate of return. Well, at the end of that first year, you're going to have $110 in total, with $100 being what's called your principal or your initial investment, and then $10 of that is going to be your interest that you earned. So if you take this again into year two, starting out with $110 and apply that same 10% rate of return to your investment, you will end up at the end of the year with a total of $121. This is higher because this year you started with a higher number than last year. So the interest you gain is going to be higher. In this year, you would have gained $11 instead of $10. This is called compounding interest. Over time, this can grow exponentially to be significantly higher than your initial investment. Simply, for all intents and purposes, investing is putting resources into something with the hopes of getting more out later. And so this is absolutely key when it comes to considering retirement. Now, at our current rate, most of us will not get to enjoy Social Security when we come to the age of retirement. That's a sad fact for us right now, but that does give us a heads up as to what to look out for and how to prepare for when retirement comes. We will have resources to be able to use to live off of. One of my very first videos was how to be a millionaire for $76 a month. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen it already, I will link it in the description and also above me here. It's somewhere over there. It'll be there. In that video, I break down how you can invest just $76 a month over the course of 40 years at a rate of return of 13.05%, and you can retire with a total portfolio value of $1 million, just over $1 million. And if you break that down even further, that's just over $2 a day to retire a millionaire. And the incredible thing about that breakdown that I did was that it was completely tax-free. So the reason that that money was tax-free in that example was because of what's called a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is what's considered a tax-advantaged account, and what this means in this case is that you take money you've already paid taxes on, so like money from your paycheck that you get at the end of the week, end of the month, whatever that is, and you go ahead on your own and you put the money into that account. That is after-tax money because you've already paid taxes on it before you go and invest it. So because you've already paid taxes on this money, they allow you to put up to $6,000 a year into this account called a Roth IRA, and in that account you can invest. And the incredible thing is if you use this account to invest with and to plan for your future, after 59 and a half years old, you can withdraw everything from it tax-free. That one thing there, the tax-free withdrawal, can literally save you hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars in retirement. So today we're going to compare what a traditional IRA would look like and what a Roth IRA would look like in terms of money in your pocket at retirement. So if you start at the age of 20 and you save $6,000 a year for 45 years from the time you're 20 to the age you're 45, you'll have $1,834,511 and some cents. But this is pre-tax money. So you see, with a traditional IRA, it's handled a little differently than a Roth IRA. So with a traditional IRA, you use after-tax money to pay into this like a Roth IRA, but in the year that you contribute it, you can deduct the amount that you contributed to your traditional IRA from your taxes. You cannot do this with the Roth IRA. So that's one downside to the Roth IRA. So when you're withdrawing during retirement with the traditional IRA, you will have to pay taxes on the money that you have coming out of there. So the after-tax money for a traditional IRA is going to be $1,599,334. This is going to leave you with an incredibly high tax bill at retirement of $235,177. But things would look much differently if you used a Roth IRA. So assuming the same factors, that you invested $6,000 a year over the course of 45 years at a 7% average return, you would have a portfolio value of $1,714,496 at retirement. Absolutely massive still, but see, the thing is, you don't have to pay taxes on that. You don't. So when comparing the two different retirement accounts, the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA, we can clearly see that the Roth IRA has a gain over the traditional IRA of $115,162 just for using a different kind of retirement account. So there's other considerations with this that I want to run by you guys and just make you aware of, because it's not just the taxes we need to worry about that we know about right now. It's the taxes in the future. See, when you use a Roth IRA, you're using today's tax schedule to be taxed on. With the traditional IRA, you're using the tax schedule of 30 to 40 years from now. Now, if I have learned anything in my adult life, is that a lot can change in 1 year. And I can't even imagine how much things will change in 30 to 40 years. That's a very long period of time. And see, the thing is I know where the tax rules are now, but no one can predict where things will be in the future. So now this next thing is in no way political, and I really try and avoid talking about stuff like this, but it needs to be addressed. So the current climate of things in the US, there is growing support for more and more social programs, and with this comes a higher tax bill inevitably. Even though one person may promise one thing or another, I have a feeling that over time we're going to have more social programs that will increase taxes. That will mean that tax rates on average will be significantly higher in the decades to come. So with this considered, I really do think that it is beneficial to take your taxes up front here and now by using the Roth IRA and then not having to worry about it down the road. Because honestly, how unfortunate would it be that you work your whole life and you build up your massive portfolio and you have things sorted out so that you can get an income of, let's say, $100,000 a year in retirement, but they changed the tax rules. Since you put all the money into your traditional IRA, you poured your money into there, you max that thing out every single year, and come retirement, the tax laws have changed. And so instead of you paying maybe roughly a 20% tax rate, the tax rate has gone up to like 50, 60%. How frustrated would you be that you worked your whole life and had that blindside you? You may have seen it coming and happening over time, but you were too bought in already to the traditional IRA to really switch. So that is why I 100% advocate for anyone who is building their retirement portfolio, they're just starting out wherever they're at, do the Roth IRA. It's long-term, I think, is the most secure bet that you can possibly make. And really, it's you paying yourself. You're paying your future self, and I think that's a very important thing to think out and consider, and specifically, very specifically, start as early as you can. So the reason why I am so specific and gung-ho about starting investing early as possibly as you can, because just waiting a few years to invest could potentially cut your portfolio for retirement in half. So I adjusted the calculation just a little bit, and this is with the Roth IRA. And if you start investing at 25 instead of 20, and you still withdraw all your stuff at 65, you'll have a portfolio value of $1,033,112. That is $681,000 less than if you started just 5 years earlier. That's just a few years. And I understand, we'll wait till next year when we're in a better place. And I understand that. I do. But everyone, I know, and I mean this, everyone can find a little bit to cut back on so that they can start on this earlier. So if there's one thing you take away from the video today, that would be to use the Roth IRA for your retirement account preferably. But the number one thing really is to start investing as early as you possibly can. That's the best thing that you can do for your future self and for your family. So that is it from me for today. I hope you enjoy this. I hope it's able to shed some light on a topic we're not necessarily all thinking about, but needs to be addressed sooner than later. So I thank you for checking this channel out. I thank you for giving me the time to speak to you. And I hope you subscribe and stick around for more. I'll be posting twice a week, every single week on Tuesdays and Fridays. And occasionally, if you're lucky, I'll throw in an extra video somewhere in the week. And that'll be kind of a surprise for you guys to look out for. So without further ado, I will see you guys next week. Bye.